Happy birthday to me.
Are you going to do the regular intro of February 20th,
February 20th.
2019?
I was going to say 1988.
What?
That's my
Well, why don't you just
year
give
of birth.
everyone your social security number while you're at it?
I know.
Two things. We haven't podcasted in a while, or as we like to call it, potted in a while.
Yeah.
And today is your birthday. You want to talk about that?
What's there to talk about?
Well, I just thought maybe we would hop on and talk about birthdays in general. I mean, this is what you.
True.
So this is what you want to do the night of your birthday.
I know.
Podcast.
I chose this.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, because it's windy. Today was a really snowy, icky day.
And the kids are in bed, and we're kind of, what's the word? Locked to the house, or sequestered, if you will.
Yeah, but I know we can celebrate my birthday another time.
Oh, this isn't celebrating.
Well, meaning going out and having drinks and being social.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like such a chore.
I know, sometimes, but not when it's my birthday.
Yeah, I suppose.
I got a shirt that says birthday babe.
Yeah, you do. It's see-through.
It's just the color white. You wear cami.
That's just how it is. That's just how it looks. Okay, well, we're getting off topic. We should talk about birthdays. What do you want to talk about? I had an idea in mind of talking about if birthdays are important to you and why.
Let's start with that then.
Because I have my opinion. Once again, I always come at this with how I'd respond to it, so I would love to hear your point of view first.
Oh, yay. Birthday girl, go first.
Have you had anything to drink today?
I haven't, but
Okay.
to answer your question, I love my birthday.
But, okay, continue.
And I love celebrating it. I was just thinking today, it's my second favorite holiday or day to celebrate.
Next to
New Year's Eve.
ding, ding, ding.
That's my favorite. And then my birthday is probably the second.
Okay.
And why? I don't know. Because it's all about me.
Okay.
Who doesn't like a day all about them where you can celebrate?
So
with
my
friends?
follow-up question, sorry to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
The whole, because spoiler alert, I'm not a big fan of my birthday or anyone's birthday. I mean, I'll celebrate. Don't get me wrong. It's not a big important day to me. But where I'm going with this is the whole, it's your birthday, so you have to bring treats into the office or to school. Or what is the deal with that? I mean, I've done it as a child, as a kid, because that's just what you're conditioned to do. But I never understood that. If it's my birthday, people should have a potluck for me or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And I volunteer at an elementary school. So every time I go in, there's someone's birthday. And so they get really excited. They're like, I brought in Rice Krispies or I brought in cupcakes for my birthday.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, even to this day, I feel like in adulthood in the corporate working world, it's still expected.
I don't get that. Does that say something about me or is it, I don't know.
No, no, because I agree with you. I think it's a little weird. I think people should.
Well, here's the other thing. If people don't know my birthday, I don't want to bring attention to it. Like that whole, if I brought in treats or something, that just feels like I'm announcing it to the world. Like it needs to be a big deal when to me, it's not a big deal.
I don't think so at all. I think people just want free food. And so they're like, you gotta bring something in.
I suppose.
But my dad, who's a VP at a bank, he still has to bring in stuff on his birthday.
But that's your dad though. He enjoys that stuff, I'm sure.
No, he doesn't like his birthdays. He doesn't like, drawing attention to himself.
Well,
but it's just kind of a tradition
That's
in
true.
the bank that you still on your birthday have to bring something in. And tomorrow, when I go back to the office, because today I was at home due to the weather, I have to bring a treat in. And my coworkers will give me crap if I do not bring something in.
See, that's why you don't tell them when your birthday is.
Hello, social media 2019.
Well, don't put it on social media.
Oh, come on. It's so easy to find someone's birthday.
Okay, fair enough.
Know when.
So growing up though, as a kid, birthdays were always a big thing for you?
Yes.
Always.
Always.
Do you have, let's see, so your golden birthday, was that a big deal to you? It was 20, so it was like right before you could drink.
I know.
You were in college.
It's no one else.
Legally. Hey, this is a family-friendly podcast legally.
Right. It was a big deal. I know a lot of my very close, dear, best friends at the time made a big deal about it being the golden birthday.
Sure.
And to me, I was just like, oh, it's another birthday. I'm so close to 21. I just want to go out with my friends, do that whole thing. But they were the ones that really made it about, your golden birthday. And they wanted to make a big deal about that. I was just all about the birthday, not necessarily the golden thing.
Sure.
Because I never really thought about it. I don't know what, how you're supposed to celebrate your golden birthday.
I guess it's supposed to be a big deal. Now mine I was 3, so I definitely don't remember it.
Oh, sure.
And even, I'm trying to think. So here's the thing. When we were growing up, when I say we, my brother and I, my older brother and I, there was an incident at one party. And it's one of these things too, like at some age, you just stop having parties anyways, right?
Yeah.
And so my brother's on the 13th. He's a week before you.
Yes.
I don't remember if we really had like a big celebration for his golden birthday or not. Like, I feel like that he was past the age of like, I don't know, like maybe when you're 10, I feel like that's like when you hit double digits, you don't really get parties. You just kind of maybe get together, have like a cookout.
I would agree with that.
And like gifts aren't expected. And that I feel like that's also when it changes to maybe you get cards with like $5 in it or something, to go buy like a pack of baseball cards or something.
Yeah.
So did that happen to you? Like, did you have a certain age or did you always have parties even like up through high school? Like with family? I mean, I guess with friends, I guess that's what we did. We kind of maybe transitioned to more kid parties.
Yeah, no, I always had a birthday party and I don't remember what age that kind of stopped, but I mean, my family still has a tradition, even to this day of we go out for a meal of your choice to celebrate.
It's kind of like a holiday, and I don't mind that.
Yeah, and I mean, in my teens, I don't know, I moved to Florida when I was 13, so I didn't really
good point.
have that like...
So what did you do?
I honestly don't remember. I mean, it was just how we celebrated before, minus the friend part. My mom always
got family mainly.
Yep. She always got a cake. We always sang happy birthday. We went out to eat on the weekend at wherever I wanted to go. But yeah, it was, it took a couple of years to whatever. And then, at that point, when you're 14, 15, you're in high school. So... It wasn't like a birthday party. It was just hanging out with friends, going to the mall, I think is probably what we did, to be honest.
Did you have a memorable birthday growing up with like a kid party?
I don't remember what age I was, but
there's got to be like a laser tag story in there somewhere.
No, yeah, not laser tag, but Discovery Zone.
DZ Discovery Zone. You did that. We've never talked about this. Continue. Sorry.
Wow, you got really excited about that.
Yeah, because that place was the bomb.
I know. So in Wausau, we had one.
Okay.
So that was quite convenient, and that was the place that everyone had their birthday party. Because
whatever happened to that place?
I know.
Sorry to interrupt.
Because it was just amazing. So you rent the room,
right?
Which is awesome. They just have this table with plastic chairs in this tiny room, and you stored all the presents and your coats and whatever. Then you went out in the Discovery Zone and just ran around, and it was amazing. And then at a certain time, you had to be back because then they brought out pizza. So then you had pizza, then you had cake, and then we opened gifts, and then it was done. But it was amazing.
So I was super young. I don't even think it was my party. I got invited to someone's party, and they had it at DZ Discovery Zone. And all I remember about this place, man, I must have been like maybe 7 or 8, maybe 9.
Yeah, that's when I'm thinking I had mine.
It seemed like a ginormous playpen.
Oh, yeah.
Like amazing.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe it. Ball pits everywhere. The gerbil tubing. I don't know what they're called, but for kids, and like just miles of it. It seemed like.
Oh yeah.
It's so weird because as a kid, things always seem so grandiose or big. Mm-hmm. And I don't think DZ is still around, but if I were to walk into one today, I'd be like, wow, it's really, the nostalgia is crushed for me. I feel like it would be.
Small.
Yeah, it probably wasn't that big of a deal. But I think the one that I went to was also my first experience or introduction to laser tag, because I feel like there was a room attached to this place with laser tag attached to it. And this place was awesome. I think it had 2 or 3 stories of like
Oh, wow.
stairs you could go up, and yeah, it was amazing. And like nothing I've experienced since has come close to it. Because we've been to the Dells and they've got like that laser tag there, but it's like one flat room.
It's pretty
that's
small.
Yeah, man, that just brought back memories, man. DZ.
I know DZ.
Discovery Zone, yeah.
Yep. I don't know. It closed a very long time ago.
Yeah, everything's going out of business these days.
Which that was kind of the start where like when they went out, no one really knew why. And it was this huge whoa moment of, oh my gosh, why did DZ close? Because, things just didn't close at that time. And you're like, well, we had birthday parties there. I thought it did well. In that young mindset of not understanding how the world was kind of working at that time.
I feel like it has a shelf life though. In terms of like,
sure.
Yeah, people are always having birthday parties, but I feel like it's a small age range that's targeted towards, right? And then as the years progressed, I feel like like video games and stuff maybe took some of that away. And then people just having house parties.
I mean, I guess.
It's cheaper to just have a house party.
Yeah. And that probably was the bulk of it. Although
I have no idea. I'm just trying to compare it to like today. In today's world, you see all the retail stores closing. It's like, well, why? Well, because online, like you can sell product. There's literally people like solo entrepreneurs that are just like drop shipping from their parents' basement.
Oh, I know.
And making fortunes off of it. It's insane. Anyways, I digress.
Yeah.
Birthday talk.
But that was probably my favorite one, was that Discovery Zone.
So do you remember how old you were?
No.
Roughly? Okay.
I'd have to look back.
Was that your party or someone else's?
No, it was my party. I mean, I had to be like 4th grade, maybe 3rd, 4th grade.
So what is that? Like 8 or 9-ish?
Ish, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't. So that was someone else's party. I think the only other party, man, I don't even remember what this place is called, but it was like another like laser tag / arcade place. And the only reason why I remember it is because I had my group of pallies. There's probably like 8 of us. And that big stuffed animal, they won that for me. I think I might have told you this story before.
Oh.
And this might have been like my 10th birthday party. Oh, man, I forget the name of this place. I want to say it was like Amazon something, but it was not affiliated with like the website.
Sure.
But anyways, this arcade place, my friends figured out there was that arcade game where a light would go around in a circle and you had to hit a button and stop the light between the two markers or whatever.
Yes.
And I shit you not, like 2 or 3 of my friends could just hit the jackpot like whenever they wanted to. So they're just like, yeah, just keep getting tokens. We'll just keep plugging them in. And they came away with like thousands of these tickets and they got me that stupid big stuffed animal. And that's the only reason why I remember that whole birthday party is because my pallies did that for me, which was pretty cool.
That is really cool. I remember that game because in Wausau we used to have High Roller, which was a roller rink.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And that was kind of the thing to do too. Like once Discovery Zone went out, people started just going
skating.
High Roller, go skating. You could still have pizza. And then they had this whole game room where you got tokens or whatever. And that was one of the games.
That's insane.
And it was just, and then you could cash in at the end. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that's innocent fun. So I like that kind of stuff.
So switching gears to now.
Yep.
What would be your ideal birthday? Like what would your ideal day celebrating your birthday look like, start to finish?
So now or before kids?
No, like now. Now is now.
So.
Or do you want to answer it 2 ways?
Well, I mean,
I don't understand what you're getting at. I don't know where you're going with this.
No, but I mean, you celebrate it very differently.
Yeah.
Before, because before I would just want to hang out with my girlfriends all day, and it would just be, us going to the mall or us spending time together.
So, but that'd be like what, college? What do you?
Probably college,
okay.
Yeah. Have dinner somewhere and then get ready and go out and just
bar hop.
Basically do what we've done every weekend in college, but I don't know. It just feels more special when it's your birthday. And then post kids, I don't know. That's kind of hard to say because as you get older, it becomes like less and less of a big deal because you don't hit as many milestones,
Yeah, see, I don't know.
I
It's
don't know.
I don't know. It's never been a big deal to me. So
But I still like to celebrate it. It just kind of depends on how I feel. I mean, today I was very content with what transpired.
staying at home and working,
Well, yeah, but I mean,
no kids around, no husband around.
honestly, it was glorious because of that. Because no one was around. I could watch my Taylor Swift on Netflix while I was working.
Okay.
I don't know, just like me time. And I know that's different now because,
It's funny because that was going to be my answer too, is like, we've talked about this, like, oh, what do you want to do for like Father's Day and stuff? Because that's kind of like a big deal now too, that we're parents. I mean, Father's Day and Mother's Day. And it's just like, oh, I just kind of want to not change a diaper or, deal with the kids for a day.
well, you got to voice that.
We've talked about that for like Father's Day and stuff. I mean, I'm not always like that because the other thing too is like the weekends is my time with the kids.
Yeah.
And as long as they're obeying my commands and listening to me, I have no issue being with them.
Right.
It's
right,
when
right,
they're
right.
hooligans jumping on the couch or on the bed about to break an arm,
I know.
me on the verge of just saying, I told you so. I told you so.
Well, I think the winter time is a little different.
How so?
I get cabin fever. They have cabin fever. I mean, daycare is really good about going outside, but you spend limited time outside.
It's cold out.
And, for Father's Day, Mother's Day, that's May and June. So it's like,
Take 'em
can
to
get
the park.
outside
Yeah, that's true.
and just run around. And I feel like they're, acting a little bit more in line to what we would expect.
Sure. So here's one thing I want to address. Your birthday is February 20th,
Mm-hmm.
about a week after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I feel bad for anyone that's got a birthday, not so much you, but like I know a friend of mine, I think his wife has a birthday around Christmas or Christmas Day. Anytime like they're doubled up or very near, I feel like that's hard to celebrate.
Yeah.
Not so much for you, but
I know, like putting myself in their shoes. Ugh. I wouldn't like it personally because I like my birthday so much. I want it to be separate from, anything else.
Is that even possible nowadays though? I'm thinking there's like almost days for everything.
No, I know, because today when I looked on Facebook, it's National Pet Lover Day. I'm like, really? I don't want to share my birthday with a National Pet Lover Day.
Well, whatever. People don't know about it.
Everyone had pictures of their dogs and shit, and that was just like...
Dog shit?
Dogs and shit.
Oh, phrasing.
Whatever.
Mine falls on or near or around Labor Day, which I'm actually okay with because that means I typically get the day off.
Yeah, that has been nice because it's always that long weekend.
Yeah. So the other thing too is it's also when I was in school near like the first day of school or first day of college or whatever, which is also good because once again, because I don't want to draw attention to it, it would just get lost in the noise. Like it'd be the first day of something or it'd be Labor Day or like I could kind of hide it.
Sure.
Which just fits me, I think, good. Because like I said, it's not a big deal to me.
And it's never been a big deal.
No, I don't think so.
Even when you were little?
No, because like we just discussed, it was more of, the family thing is okay to a certain age. And then it's like, you want to hang out with your buddies and pallies anyways. And so, yeah, it was more about that, I guess. I don't know. I don't have expectations for it.
I know. I mean, you're pretty low key in general, though, so that doesn't surprise me.
So the only time I did get pissed on my birthday is when I worked at my former place of employment.
Oh.
And I think we were in Stoughton at that time. I had to work very late on a specific homepage I was coding. And then it never got used, and I was irate about it.
Oh.
I was to the office until 8 at night, or damn near close to it. It was probably 7:30. And at that time,
I do remember that.
Yeah, at that time, my commute was at least an hour because we were in Stoughton.
Yeah.
So I didn't get home on my birthday till like 8:30, and then I come into the office the next day and they didn't even use it. Like it got killed before it went at midnight, and I was so pissed because I'm like, I could have left at 4:30, and I was here until 7:30. So that's the only one time, and I don't even know why. I think it was just the whole everything leading up to it.
Yeah, sure.
And I guess because it was my birthday, I was just really pissed about it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's valid.
That's the only time where I guess it's meant something to me. But once again, I don't even know why. I think it was just like a cherry and type top situation.
Sure. I can see that.
So what else? So my birthday, because it's at the beginning of the year, I was the oldest in my class, which I discussed with my bandmates last night. You were right. Our oldest daughter is going to be the youngest in her class.
Okay.
I
Good.
finally, and I was actually arguing with them too, because I'm the way I was looking at it, and I just wanted you to hear me out for a second.
Yeah.
Because I was always the oldest in my class, that was my frame of reference for everything. And until talking to my bandmates last night, they're like, no, dude, you gotta look at it. Everyone is turning
right
like this age in that year, but like because you were that age, it never applied to you.
Right.
And I had to step back and I'm like, I kind of have to just like almost write this down then, like age and grade and map it out.
We were talking about it.
I know.
You were very persistent.
Because my thinking was, and I voiced this even last night and to you, is because, and the way I explained it is like, no, like I was, this was because my frame of reference was wrong. I thought I was turned 5 going into kindergarten, and I was wrong on that. Right. I turned 6 going into kindergarten. Because technically, like when I entered my senior year in high school, I had just turned 18. Mm-hmm. And so I was 18 the whole year. So our oldest is going to be 17 her whole senior year, which is fine, I think. Especially for like when she gets her license and stuff.
And that. Yeah, but it's one of those things where, it's kind of up to the parent when you want them to start school.
I know.
And I feel like she's ready.
Yeah, I agree.
If she wasn't ready, I would be like, no, I don't, let's not like push it or rush into it. But
that didn't apply to you. You're in the middle of the year, school year, I should say.
I am, yeah, which actually was very nice. And I'm trying to think I had a lot of friends that had summer birthdays, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I feel like that's maybe, I don't know. I've never experienced it, I don't think.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to think of examples in my head. Well, I had a really good friend in middle school and then high school in Florida, and she had a middle of May birthday. So that would be one of those.
That's like spring break, maybe?
Middle of May.
Oh, May.
So that's one of those things
End
where
of the school year.
I think she was 17 our whole senior year.
Oh, sure.
And then turned 18 at like towards the end.
Yeah.
Probably, right? Actually, yes, I do remember that is true. Because for a graduation gift from our parents, we went to Europe together. And that was my very first like travel abroad.
Okay.
And we went in March.
So she couldn't drink anywhere because she was 17.
Well, so I went in March over spring break. I was already 18 and she was 17. But I mean, over there, they just thought, care. Well, she always looked older than me.
So you would get carded and they'd see that you're 18 and she must be the older sister.
Because, I'm just like pale blonde hair. I mean, come on. I have
and that's what makes you look young? What?
Baby face.
No, yeah, you look young. So yeah,
I would always get carded and she never would. And I'm like,
interesting.
Really? You're the one that's 17. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but over there, like they don't care.
I know.
When I was over there, they have beer vending machines.
Yeah, that was another thing. They just didn't care. But I thought it was funny because everyone's, looking at me like, like I'm the baby and she is taking care of me.
Yeah. It is funny.
But yeah, so that does make sense then.
What else do you want to talk about? Birthday related.
I mean, it's just kind of funny to look back at all your birthdays or all the years and kind of see how it's changed. Because obviously, like, younger, have birthday parties. When you get older, it's friends. And then in college, it's going out.
You just sparked something in my mind, too.
Post-college and you're working, it's like, you're still kind of going out, but not as hard as you used to because you got work the next day, most likely. And then, after kids...
It's just surviving. It's about surviving.
I mean, your ideal birthday, in my eyes, it's just being alone in the house and being able to turn on whatever I want on the TV or listen to just rap music.
Maybe quiet time or something.
Yeah, it's just funny how that
shifts. One thing I was going to say, you just made me think of something. Over the years, because I'm big into photo and video stuff, to me, like that was always the archive of like my... I guess, how do I want to say this? Like growth progression or whatever.
Oh, yes.
Because the camera's always out on the birthday, right?
Yes.
So it's almost like you have school pictures, which is always, a given. and then your birthday parties.
Yes.
And that's like the snapshot. And this is coming from a frame of mind where, you know, when we grew up, the internet was just a baby, if even existing.
Yeah, mine didn't
No
exist
social
until
media,
high school.
no, you know, camera phones. Like you literally had film cameras that you get developed, and you'd have the negatives, and then you'd have your mom would have a book of photos essentially.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool because that the birthday parties always served as kind of like that time capsule, if you will. And I didn't make that connection until you were just, you know, talking about like, oh yeah, looking back. I'm like, you know what? That's kind of funny because it's fun to look back at the photos and stuff because you actually have tactile photos. You're not looking in Facebook or anything like that.
Yeah.
Man, how that's changed.
I know, but that's one of my favorite things to do too, is just look back at old photos. But I think even though today is so different and, you know, we're capturing moments every single day, it's hard when you capture moments to know exactly when that was taken besides on your birthday, right?
Well,
So hear me out.
yes.
Because I'm just thinking for our kids even, you know, they have a cake and it says 1, 3, 5, whatever. You know exactly when that was taken.
Sure.
Versus if you were to show me, you know, pictures. I was just thinking of what we looked at earlier today of my birthday last year.
Yeah, Google. Damn you, Google.
Right, I know. Damn you, Google. But just photos of the kids minus, you know, exception the balloon in the photo. So you knew that it was my birthday. But if I were to just look at a photo with the kids, I would never know that that was February of 2017.
My only argument
2018.
against that would be some of those cameras had those built-in, burnt-in date timestamps.
But I'm saying this is digitally.
I guess I missed your point then.
My point is, even though Google's telling you like rediscover this day or whatever, digitally, if I'm going through photos,
You wouldn't know when it...
I wouldn't know just by looking at the photo.
So you're talking about the digital photos.
I'm talking about the digital photos.
Gotcha. Well, there's a thing called metadata where we could dig into that.
Well, beside the point, if I'm just looking through Google and pay no attention to, you know, the years or whatever dates on the side, if I'm just looking through photos just to be like, Google, show me last year some photos, random photos, I wouldn't be able to pinpoint exactly when it was taken.
Gotcha.
But I would have a point of reference if it was a birthday pic, because I would be like, okay, that was Hayden's second birthday.
Sure.
That's really cool. And then it's easier to kind of compare the growth. So that's going back to the whole thing of, yeah, you know, we had like actual film photos that we'd have to get developed, and then we go through the photo books. But even today, it's kind of, you look at your birthday as the growth point. Like your birthday photo.
Yeah, it's
not necessarily randoms throughout the year. Like, whoa, look at how our kids are different.
Well,
like,
I think
you're really looking at the birthday photos to make that comparison.
Yeah,
Would
I think
you agree?
I agree, but I think it's just because it's consistent, right?
Yeah.
It's
And I
you
think that's
usually
why.
have pictures on your birthday every year versus I'm not going to have a picture on February 3rd every year.
Sure. But
You know,
that's,
I see your point now.
you know,
yeah.
it's kind of, I don't know, just reinforcing the fact that, you know, birthdays are the moments that you look at for growth, even in this digital age.
You've sold me. Birthdays are important for the snapshot of our life. What would we call that? Like the snapshot over the years, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I keep going back to like growth progression, but that's not the right. There's snapshots in time consistently year to year.
Yeah, and it's actually really cool because my mom still to this day like has to take a photo of everyone on their birthday with the birthday cake and the birthday candles. And, you know, in the moment it's like, oh, God, Mom, really? I'm turning 31. Like, really? Like, you want a photo of me?
Don't be selfish. It'll be fun for your kids someday to look at that.
Let me finish. I'm saying years from now, I'm going to love that I have all these photos that my mom took on everyone's birthday. Because even to me now, I can look back and be like, oh, that was my dad's 48th birthday or, you know, whatever. And he looked like that. What?
Look how young they look.
Yeah, look how young. Their glasses, the styles are so different. You know, it's just cool. So it's something that I think we always forget in the moment. You know, just photos in general. But when we're like 80 something, that's going to be really cool to look back on.
Knock on wood if we make it to 80.
Oh, I'm making it to 80.
Okay, you are. You got good genes.
Okay, not to get morbid.
Well, I probably have good genes too, actually.
I would think so.
Okay.
But it's just the whole point. It's cool. I love looking back on the birthday photos. Even with Winston, and he is not even 2. So we just have...
He looks so different in those photos. So there's Google, if you're not familiar, there's an app called Google Photos. It's great for archiving any photo on your... This is not sponsored, but it's great for archiving phone photos and freeing up that space on your phone. It'll archive photos, videos, you name it. And it'll like recognize faces and make videos and animations. And then, it does like that whole time hop thing. So it came up today. It's like, oh, rediscover this day last year. And little baby Winston, who's, what was he, maybe 9 months then? What is it? 9-ish?
July to February. I don't know.
Oh, I'm not doing math right now. Anyways.
8 months, yeah.
He was so tiny.
I know when they had the little
his face is so different.
Bumbo seat out because he couldn't sit on his own. He'd kind of wobble.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that stuff is cool.
Technology.
I mean, even my dad's photos when he, in his 40s, 30s, whatever. It's funny to look back because my mom would always, what's the word? Be persistent.
Yeah.
Or be
consistent.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of those instants.
I'm getting a family photo when all of us were in the same house.
Right.
And it's really cool to even look back and be like, whoa, look at what I was wearing. Look how my hair was. I look so different. It's just fun.
That's hilarious. You got anything else? You want to wrap this up or no? No, you don't want to wrap this up?
No, we can wrap it up.
Okay.
I wonder how other people feel about birthdays. I'm just curious now, just because it's like,
well, do you want to put it out there and ask people? This can be the first one we release to the wild if you want. Oh, for your birthday.
I know. I forget that it's not out there.
Well, I mean, it's out there. We just don't talk about it.
We don't talk about it, but it's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I want to hear people's opinions about birthdays.
All right, so
birthday.
We'll share this out places in the days to come. And let us know your thoughts on birthdays. Are they important? Do they serve as an important part of your life or your family's lives? Anything else? Ask them. You have the engaged audience.
No, I think it's just that. If what you said, if they find it important, what they do, how you celebrate.
Yeah, how you celebrate.
Do you have any traditions year after year?
Do you call in sick every year? I feel like some people might do that.
Yeah. What places do you go to get either free food or free drinks or free whatever?
We should make a list of that.
Because there's a lot of places that, and I just got a ton of emails today about all these. It's your birthday.
Yeah, you subscribe to a lot of emails.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's out there and companies, want to
get customers
or give you some sort of deal.
All right, there you go. Let us know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what people say.
I know. I love it. It's a good topic.
Okay.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
You can't sing that. We'll get taken down, copyright noticed.
Oh, we will?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. Happy birthday.
Hey, thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.